As I'm walking through here, it's almost semi-eerie. Well, we just finished some search and rescue training out here. It was a good program. We had, what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 dogs that we were doing trailing and air scent with, and kind of all skill levels as well too. So that's kind of fun to see the different skill levels of the very new ones that are just beginning, and then some of their a little more advanced. So it was a good morning, pretty productive. Toner did a great job. She's over here playing with the ball. Slobber and mud-filled, dirt-filled face. I was just trying to get a little, more energy out of her before we sat in the vehicle for a little bit. I think what my plan is today is I'm going to take, again, the scenic route home. I was actually hoping to take a different trail, but my truck threw the belt, and I haven't fixed that yet. I barely made it home. I got the part, made it home last night, and so I need to do that, but because of that, I wasn't able to throw Sammy on the trailer and take this other trail, which was quite a bit more advanced and technical. So I've got the Land Cruiser today instead. So I thought, well, let's go on a road that I just haven't been on for a while. It kind of twists and winds. It goes by a slot canyon, which if it's not busy, maybe we'll stop in there, but I'm gonna guess it's busy because that canyon has become so popular. So I just try and avoid it these days, because it's just a mess with people and vehicles and stuff like that. But it goes out beyond that, but then kind of takes off and heads west, and eventually meets up with the canyon road that I live on. So we'll see if we can make that happen or not. I don't know if I remember all of the roads and the turns, and I'm not going to get completely lost out there, but I don't know that I'll be able to make the full loop that I'm hoping to in the time that I have to make it in, because I also remembered on my drive-in that the headlights were acting up last time I drove the Land Cruiser, and I haven't addressed that yet. I'm not worried about not having lights to get home, because if I have to, I'll hardwire something in, because I'm pretty sure it's in the high beam low beam switch. But it'd be nice just to fix that right, and also to not have to deal with that. So that's the plan. We're gonna hop in here as soon as Toner finds her ball, and we'll hit the road and see what adventure we can find today. Found it. We're ready to go. Come on, let's go. So the sand's pretty wet today. We've had quite a bit of rain 2 days ago, so I'm not too worried about how soft the sand is, but I'm gonna go ahead and lock in the hubs anyways, because I know that this road gets a lot of traffic, and a lot of specifically side-by-side ATV type traffic, which often kind of turns up the dirt quite a bit. So even though there's a fair amount of moisture in this dirt, if it's all chewed up and torn up, it could still make it a bit of a challenge. So I'm just going to lock in my hubs, make sure that I've got that done if I need it before I need it. Let's roll. Well, I'm happy I locked in the hubs. There was one spot back there that I started bogging down pretty quick, and luckily I was able to just shove the clutch in and pull it in 4 high and keep on trucking through. And I just barely went through another section too that was pretty soft. I don't think I would have gotten stuck, but it would have been an unneeded delay. This road, as you could probably tell by my voice, is very bouncy. It's a high traffic road, and a lot of that traffic, I dare say the majority of the traffic, is side-by-sides, UTVs, whatever you want to call them. The sand has got a lot of moisture in it right now, and so that is great because that's allowing me to go a little bit slower through some of this stuff than I normally would have to if it was really soft. I would have to keep that momentum up. So I'm surprised at how little there wasn't hardly any vehicles at the staging area. And while there's a fair amount of fresh tracks on this road, I kind of think everybody might be gone. So I'm going to wander up to that slot canyon and just see if we get lucky. Nobody might be there. It's a cold enough day today, and it's late enough in the afternoon that we might have it to ourselves. We'll see if we get lucky or not, but that's what I'm going to plan to do. Instead of crossing this wash, I'm going to turn and go up the wash and see if we get lucky on that one. Well, here you have it. I was not planning this, but it looks like we might have this place to ourselves. So I'm going to take advantage of it because this is a highly trafficked area lately. I've been out here several times since I was a kid and loved it because it's such a cool place, but recently it's just blown up. There's tours that come out here and everything, and so usually the last time I was out here, I mean, you're talking 10-15 vehicles here at the mouth and maybe close to 100 people hiking up through here and stuff. So I think because it's cold, it's the afternoon, I don't know what, but we got it to ourselves, so let's go hike it and check it out. need to just jump it. Is what you need to do. Let's go. Hop, hop. Come on. Come on. Come on. That's what you gotta do. Oh. Yeah. Let's go. Hop, hop. Good job. Hey. Yeah. Good job. So that massive root system that's jammed up in there, that's from flash flooding. You can see how high that is. That's a good 10 feet high up there. This whole canyon fills with water during those flash floods, and that kind of debris gets picked up and wedged into the cliff, into the canyon, in the slot canyon here. There's two more right here, and so that just shows you the force that is flowing through these during flash floods. You do not want to be caught in here during a flash flood, because you're toast. You're not going to outrun it, and you're not going to outpower it. But you can see there's a big one there and another one even higher up there, and that's what that is. That's flash flooding that grabs those and then lodges them in there, just wedges them in with that force. Pretty wild. Well, that's the end of the road. This has been the end of this section for as long as I can remember. There used to be a rope tied up. You can kind of wedge yourself against the two sides and scurry up. But I've hiked further along and didn't really find anything, at least in the immediate vicinity. This is kind of the main portion of the canyon, but really cool, isn't it? As I'm walking through here, it's almost semi-eerie, the feeling. I don't know if it's because it's dark and cold, or if it's because I'm considering the power and force that it would take to carve this out, or what. But it's not that normal awe-inspiring feeling that I would have when I'm out in something beautiful and spectacular like this. It's like I said, I can only describe it as a little bit eerie. I'm calm, I'm not scared, but it's just a different feeling being in here completely alone, completely silent, just me and this canyon on this cold December day. But it still is beautiful, absolutely beautiful and awe-inspiring, that's for sure. It's cold out here. I don't know for sure what the temperature is. I'm gonna guess. Well, I'm gonna guess 30s, maybe 37, 38. But it's dang cold, especially here in the shade. My hands are freezing. I was talking to a buddy of mine that lives up in Minnesota. He's got a drone that he flies around too, and he says, "Well, I've got to figure out some gloves that I can wear with when I'm flying my drone because it's so cold." And I thought, wow, what do you mean gloves? You're never gonna need gloves. I could have used some gloves today. My hands were cold flying that around. But I hung around for a minute and I had a quick snack because there was a couple of gals that showed up that were hiking up through there, and I didn't want to disturb them with the drone flying around, so I waited until they hiked up and back and left so that I knew it was empty again, and got those drone shots in. Isn't this a magnificent area? I mean, just beautiful. I understand why it's become such a popular destination, because it is really breathtaking. Right now we're late enough, you probably saw in the drone shots, it's all in shadows because the sun is hanging so far to the south. But during the summer you can get that sun right overhead, so it actually comes down into that canyon, and that's pretty cool. To be able to have that sunlight come through. There's some amazing shots you'll find on the internet of that with sun rays coming down through. But so I think I'm going to call it done for today. Instead of taking the scenic route home like I had planned, it's late enough in the day that I just want to make some ground and hopefully get home for dinner. So I'm going to finish my orange that I was snacking on, maybe throw the stick for toner. She found this stick that she thinks is pretty important that she wants to play with. So we'll probably throw that here a little bit more, and then I'm going to head on out of here. And if those gals are still walking, they hiked in on foot, and which is a long ways in. It's not, today probably wasn't too bad because it's not super sandy, but that's a pretty long trek in if you don't have a four-wheel drive. So if I catch them on the way out, I'll probably give them a lift back to their vehicle and save them a cold, long hike. So. But till next time, lock them in, grab a gear. I'll see you out in the hills. Ended up picking those gals up on the way out, and I think they were worried I wasn't going to get them because I actually had to drive past them because they were walking in a really soft spot and I didn't want to stop right there, so I had to go beyond them to find some hardtack. But gave them a ride out. They were pretty grateful. They didn't realize it was quite that far of a hike in there, and they actually came down from Salt Lake City today and are going back today. So they've got about a 5-hour drive ahead of them still. So I'm happy I could cut some time off of that trail for them and get them home back a little bit earlier tonight. So great folks. They're really nice people. So well, that's it now. I'm gonna sign out again because I'm headed home, and there shouldn't be any more adventure today other than getting home and getting some dinner. So until next time, lock them in, grab a gear. I'll see you out in the hills. Can't leave my camera behind, but looks like the Land Cruiser is going to leave without me. Maybe someday I'll fix the parking brakes so that it doesn't keep walking away like this.